Hello, this is Silver, the champion for seniors, the octogenarians, the septenarians, the sextarians, and we are Black Star still rising. We've gone through some changes since the last season. We're into the fall season now, and the fall season means something different. It means a paradigm shift for us, for Black Star Still Rising. We have a new emphasis. The emphasis is going to be on seniors. And my publisher, my editor, Lisa Dawn Taylor, told me once that write about what you know about. And I've used that in my writing for the South Shore Current, the West of the Rhine Current, and the West Side Current. Writing what I know about now, I get a chance to talk about what I know about, and that's seniors. And I am 3 years into seniorhood for being an octogenarian and looking forward to the next phase, which is not centenarian, but something else after that. But anyway, one of the things that in my previous iteration, you might say, as Silver, Chicago storyteller, that I've transitioned into being the champion and want to be the champion and advocate for seniors, is that I've noticed, and many of you have noticed, that seniors don't get the respect that they need to get. And I started with what would you call it, examination, because I've been called pops, I've been called elderly, and what I have to redefine myself and my peers and my associates as not elderly, but the elders. The elders. We are getting older, but we would bring with us the wisdom, the age, the things that are valued, that still are value to our communities, whether it's in civic engagement or community engagement. We are there as seniors with something special to offer. I'm going to go a little bit different today. I want to, first of all, things that sometimes I wait until the end, but sometimes I forget. I used to do that as producer for the show, to acknowledge the people, the institutions that brought me here, that brought me to this point. And I have a special shout out, maybe a different shout out, for my studio producers. That's Imani Payne and Rosiel Santos. And I have that shout out to them because when I was getting cold feet about doing the show by myself, I usually do the show interviewing or interviewing someone else. And that's not too bad because they take the ball and run with it, and I just hand off the ball to them and I know what their strengths are. But now I've got to do more talking, and you see me, nobody in the studio with me, in this room with me, and I've got to do all the talking. And I'm not really a talker. People say that I am, but I'm not really a talker. But both Imani and Rosiel encouraged me, told me that I could do this. And another person I want to give a shout out to is Othell Owen. Mr. Owen was the person that I produced shows for in previous years when he was with AARP, but also doing things in the community too. And I have to shout out to him, to thank him for what he is doing as Director of Constituent Services for the 1st Congressional District. And we're going to talk about more over these coming weeks about what services, what things you as seniors can look forward to here that will aid you in your development, in your enhancement, in your growth as a senior. So Mr. Othell Owen and the Congressman Jackson's offices are going to be available to you, services to you on a long-term basis in the coming years or so. So I want to bring that to you. I also need to acknowledge and a shout out to Lisa Dawn Taylor, founder, editor of the South Shore Current, West of the Rhine Current, and West Side Current, for doing what she's going to be doing in combining, collaborating with CAN TV to promote the programs, especially Black Star, working with Black Star to talk about using some of the electronic means, social media, etc., to combine and collaborate with the print media that we do. So I want to thank Lisa for that and what she's going to be doing over the year with Black Star Still Rising. I have another shout out to a very special member of the community, Ms. Sharon Sy Lewis, who is the executive director of the Meadows East Side, a community group, CBO, on East 79th Street, holding down a fortress on the west side, east side of Chicago, on 79th Street. She has been a guest before, and we expect to get her in again to talk about what is happening in the South Shore community, especially on the far west side. Could I make a point that I maybe don't make often enough, and that is the founder of got one of those brain freezes, of Black Star Project, and that's Philip Jackson. Philip is known for his very famous quote, "Educate or die." And that is an important part of what Black Star brings to the community in terms of programs that are intergenerational. And I should mention a couple of things that she has, that Gloria Smith, as executive director of Black Star Project, host or sponsor, supporter of Black Star Still Rising. What's the date I have in this little black box? If you probably recognize this box from the movie Pulp Fiction. Remember when Samuel Jackson opened it up and all this gold and light shined forth? This same box over these next few weeks will bring forth goodies that are going to be good for the community, and you, the seniors especially, will be looking in this black box, taking out things and seeing what does the community want and need. But more importantly, the community is going to have an opportunity to tell us, producers, me as moderator of the show, what they want to hear about, what they need, what is going to make a difference in their life, what will impact their life, what they need to know about the things that impact their life. They're going to be in charge, we're going to be in charge of bringing it down, bring it on down. We've heard that thing, breaking it on down. And that's meaning adding clarity to the issues that impact us. Me as a senior, you, the viewers out there, raise your hand who's a viewer, who's a senior also. Raise your hand, I can see you out there. Yes, now is the time for you, and you'll have an opportunity to have input in these coming shows. We have my new, new email address specifically to hear your voice. Your voice is going to direct where we will focus our attention, either bringing experts in to break it on down, or to talk about the things that may be of interest that our seniors will get benefit of. Our seniors must have dignity, must be respected. They have their nobility that must be respected. And they have to be reminded sometime how much we have, my peers who are seniors, that they don't get their just due, but they must demand it. Black Star Still Rising, Silver, as your advocate, will be working towards making your voice heard and showing you where the opportunities are for you to make an impact still. Your days are not over. There's a famous poet that says, "Rage, rage, do not go gently into that sweet night." That means that we have a lot of life. The life we have within us now must be channeled into things that we think are important or that are gratifying for us, that give us joy. We must each day look for the thing that gives us delight. We should be able to identify each day something that gives us delight and not sit like a bump on a log. Too many of us, I won't say give up too soon, but we don't exercise the options that we have in fulfilling not only our lives, but what we have to offer to the next generation. We have a lot to offer. They have a lot to offer those generations beneath us. And that's why Black Star Project is intergenerational in the things that they will be doing. One of the things that's coming up very soon is I want to get this straight, on October 28th, the annual Bronzeville Fall Festival on Saturday, September 28th. And I think it's from 4 to 8, but I've got a phone number for you too, and I want you to write this down. Get your pencil handy. 773-285-9600. This is the direct number to Black Star Project. Someone there can give you more details on that program. But another program that's kind of dear to my heart too is called the Philip Jackson Mentorship Program. And that's a mentoring program that you may have somebody in your family, friends, relatives, neighbors, that the Black Star Mentorship Program will be beneficial to you. There's so many things that will be there for the benefit of our viewers. But I'm looking forward to you using that email address to send something to me so that we can continue to identify what is going to be most useful to you, what you are most interested in, and we don't want to force anything on you that you're not interested in. But we're going to be able to curate all the questions that come in that folks are interested in, and we'll find the experts that can answer these questions that are very important to seniors, the octogenarians, the septenarians, may have even a few centurions that are in the audience today too, looking for something to do or looking for assistance. I want to also talk about, before things get away, how one of the people in the neighborhood, a fellow octogenarian, or two fellow octogenarians that I met a few years ago, that are making a difference in the community. And it so happened that the three of us, and I'm talking about Granville and Juanita Love, who are residents and longtime residents of the Gresham-Auburn neighborhood. Leaders, activists, doing things. And just this last month, one of the things they've been doing for the past at least 3 years or so is providing backpacks, school backpacks, children's backpacks. This past year, through their efforts and get donations, they were able to round up almost 300 backpacks that they gave away at the annual festival that was held in Gresham-Auburn, right down the street from St. Sabina. So it was a big community event, quiet event, beautiful event, no problems. And what was dear to my heart was I saw the Nation of Islam, the Fruits of Islam, standing there as guardians of the people who were there. You almost didn't need police because they stood there with such dignity. And the people knew that they were safe with the men of the Fruit of Islam that were standing there and taking care of the people. That was one of the events that I've seen them at recently. So I got to shout out to them for what they've been doing. I had a shout out to Miss Alicia Henry. Miss Henry is the regional director at the Atlas Seniors Facility, which is at 79th and Cregier. They have some outstanding programs there, and I hope to be able to get her on the show to talk more about some of the programs that they're having. I'll give you just a little example. Every day, you can go in at least Monday through Friday and get a nice, healthy meal for $2. Your last $2 maybe. But you can go there and get a nice, healthy lunch at about 11:30 in the late morning, early afternoon, but also having programs that are there for the seniors like you and me. Raise your hand if that's something of interest to you, because I want you to write about it and tell me what else you're interested in. I happened to be there one day where a very noted gentleman came and was a speaker. I was in a lunchroom by mistake and missed part of his talk, but I was made aware that Dr. I should say, Ronald Austin was there to talk about a subject that not a lot of people talk about. And that was the subject of black men not talking, not expressing themselves, not having a platform to express the things that black males go through. The title of that particular thing was, "It's Unhealthy to Be Silent." And there were other black men there in their 80s. One was in the 90s, 60s, 70s, 80s. These gentlemen were bearing their souls about their experiences in becoming the elder and not elderly. Some of them were Vietnam veterans. Some of them talked about things that Dr. Austin was able to bring out, and they felt free to talk in this men's session. And they're going to have another session on, I think it's Tuesday the 17th, at the Atlas House, Atlas Seniors Facility in South Shore, right on 79th at Cregier. So I think I'll give you the number for the Atlas so you can find out the exact time. I think it is 11:30, but the number there, and take this down, 312-747-0189. That's for the Southeast, the name is the Southeast Atlas Senior Citizen at 79th and Cregier. There will be, I think there are going to be lunches that day too, so you can come and grab a bite to eat. And the other facilities within, there are other services within there, even recreational facilities, gym equipment, ping pong, a gift center, a computer center that you can practice your skills, use it for the internet services that you may not have always available to you at home. Let me give you another example of what's out there, what's there for us. At these centers, and there are about 4 in the Chicago area. They're spread out. One also is at the South at Auburn Gresham, Chatham, Inglewood, Roseland, South Chicago. These are centers there for seniors, and you should check out. And if you call at the Atlas at the Atlas Center, you'll be able to get directions and phone numbers for those particular centers that are there. One of the little things that'll be in the box over the months are the quotations that seniors bring to us and have passed on to us. And I'm asking those who are watching today to reach out. Give me your best shot in terms of a quote that was handed down to you by your grandma, your grandpa, your mom and dad, that you feel that needs to be passed on. And I want to read that out loud to the audience, and we might have some special little things in mind for those who are not afraid to share those gems of wisdom. And I'll tell you more about that on the next show. But remember the email address that's on your screen, silverseniourchampion06@gmail.com. I'm going to repeat that. silverseniourchampions06@gmail.com. Let me continue. And I'm sure glad that Imani and Rosea gave me the inspiration to try this and to do this as a solo. It is not as comfortable as it might look, and I hope I don't look too uncomfortable in sharing everything that I'm sharing with you today. But it's a pleasure too. We talked about the need for seniors to demand respect, honor they deserve, the nobility that they have earned, and the esteem that they have earned. And they deserve, like me and them, deserve to live well in a just society. One of the quotes that we received from one of our listeners, previous listeners, our viewers, came from a young lady in Las Vegas. And it was this quote: "It is always the season for old to learn. It is always the season for old to learn." And I think that that's partly what I am trying to do, to learn myself and to share my learning, whatever skills that I have. They will be there and offered very freely. And looking to you, our viewers, to not be afraid to step out and offer skills. Know that many people will value those skills, and more people value more than you know. But don't be afraid to show your skills and to share your skills with them. One of the quotes that I found today, too, that was sent to me today, was a quote by Thomas Jefferson. Very interesting quote. And it's particularly impactful now. The quote is, if I can get it correct: "I fear for my country because there is a just God. I fear for my country because there is a just God." And that you know how to interpret that. That our country, I'm talking very freely now, off the cuff for sure, as to what things we as seniors, the octogenarians, the septuagenarians, the sextuagenarians, we have an obligation to share those things. Because war, what is it good for? What are the lyrics of the song? War, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Whether it's war across the waters, whether it's war in our neighborhoods, we recognize that there's nothing absolutely good about war, but knowing this and just looking at it is not enough for us. We have to be active. We have to be engaged, whether it's civic engagement or community engagement, to do something or to find out a way to do it, to correct these ills that are in our society now. That's what part of this is about. The seniors have something to give, to offer. Please take time. Write, send an email to me, and we'll start to curate these things and bring the best ideas to you over the next 12 weeks or so. I'm trying to make sure that I don't forget anybody. Oh, I forgot our trainer, the guy that trained me so well, Cesar. Cesar, shout out to you. Thank you for training me, for knowing what to look for, how to do some things. Again, it's at the end of the show, but I also want to thank again Imani and Rosia for being the inspiration for me and trusting that I could do a fairly good job, but also knowing that I'm going to bring some bang-up guests here that will rock this place. And I got to also thank Mr. Darius Hillman, the executive director, for him to offer these kind of opportunities for seniors and to allow them to develop and identify programs, the programmatic things that can be done that are a benefit to seniors. I have to give a shout out to Mr. Hillman. Thank you, Mr. Hillman, for being here. You're a new executive director, not so new now, but glad that you're doing the things that you're doing and allowing us freedom to develop, to address the audiences that we can reach out to. And you're going to see that your faith in the seniors of Chicago, in the seniors of the Chicago area and where we reach out to, that we can do the job that you expect us to do and that our viewing audience wants us to do. So I'm looking for you to start to reach out. Get that, you got that pencil in hand, Silver Seniors Champion 06 at gmail.com. You probably guessed that 06 stands for something, and I'm imploring my brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha to do what they are able to do, just like we've done over the years, and being supportive of whether it's back to school, go to college, the things that we've done now. We are at a certain age that we've got to give the wisdom back, and to give the energy back too. We've got to give it our intention, we've got to give it our attention, we've got to give it our energy in the things that we give our attention to. So that's the bywords I'm going to leave you for today. And I thank you for being here and watching tonight. But I'm trusting more that you're going to be sending in some suggestions, quotes that came down and passed down by the family. And this has been a good day for me. I hope I got over my stage fright, but I'm going to have some great guests coming up so that I can bring the best of them out. But you're going to help me identify who needs to be here, who needs to be sitting at this table for Black Star Still Rising. And I'm your host, Silver, advocate, champion of seniors. Thank you.